Keep it simple and just mow.
As we hit the month of March, this is where I gotta start to flip that light switch. This is the time I gotta get in that mindset that the lawn care season is about to begin. Back in February, I applied my first pre-emergent application and I'm doing split apps. So the next time I'm gonna apply is sometime around either late March or early April. But this time, I need to start to scalp the lawn. So 3 days ago, I scalped the lawn down to its lowest setting that I can achieve. With the real mower, that's roughly about 0.3 inches, I believe, or somewhere in that range. If you have a rotary mower, just drop it down to its lowest settings. But the most important thing is to bag up those clippings. You need to bag up as much clippings as you can and then dispose of it. Find a way to get rid of it. How you do that is entirely up to you and in your situation. But me, I have a wood line fence and I typically dump it behind the fence where it can break down over time. Now I'm gonna just take this camera and show you just 1 or 2 spots in the lawn. I'm just gonna pick a random spot. Let's look right here. If you look very closely, you can see little sprigs of green grass starting to grow. Don't know if you can see that. Hopefully the camera can catch it. There's one right here. And I'm gonna go to another spot in the lawn. Here. So you can clearly see the green is starting to grow. Look at this crazy cat. I did get a feral cat, and I'll probably go over in a later video on the benefits of having a feral in your yard. Hey! The reason why we scalp is you want to be the first to green up in the neighborhood. When you scalp, you're going to cut off a lot of the dormant material, and that's going to expose the soil. And as the sun hits that soil, it's going to encourage faster green up, mainly because it's heating up the turf at a faster rate compared to a turf that hasn't been scalped. So that's the main reason why we scalp. Whether you should scalp or not is entirely optional and up to you. Scalping is not mandatory. Just know that you're going to have a later green up, but eventually it will green up. So you can choose to scalp, you can choose not to scalp. It's entirely up to you. The most important thing is to bag up those clippings. With the turf exposed, if you haven't put down your pre-emergent, this is a good time to put it down. I prefer to do split applications of pre-emergents, but whichever way you decide to go, you want to put down your pre-emergent like right now if you haven't done so already. Pre-emergent is key, guys. It's key to preventing those weeds from coming up in the lawn. The other day, I was pulling up some weeds, and I typically either pull them up or I take a blowtorch and burn them. I don't treat it with any kind of chemicals. So I decided to use a blowtorch, and as I was doing that, part of the fire got caught on the dormant lawn and it started to burn. Naturally, I have a water hose nearby at all times whenever I'm dealing with fire. So I had it under control, but I wanted to see how fast and how far it would go, and it was spreading pretty fast. So I did put it out, but I want to see as the season progresses whether this part of the turf ends up being greener than the other parts of the turf. So it's something to put up for a comparison later on as the season progresses. I did mention scalping is optional, and if you don't want to scalp, one of the things I highly encourage you to do is to just bring it down 1 notch and give your turf a buzz cut. Preferably, you want to find your normal height of cut where you typically like to be throughout the whole season and just go down 1 notch and then just allow the grass to grow up. Either way, when you give it a buzz cut, it's going to give you a cleaner, nicer appearance starting out for the lawn care season.